Broadcasting live, it is time for the show, and here is your host, Dr. Fox.
Thank you very much, Flux Rutenberg. Welcome to Time for the Show, my favorite part of the week. Your favorite part of the week, your weekly Subgenius Radio Ministry update brought to you by the Hypercube Acoustics Amplification Pylon System. We'll try it again. I don't know. Hi, I'm Dr. Fox, and I couldn't be more happier than a punch bowl full of solid chunks of love. Because here's my big hunk. It's Reverend Pease. Say hi, Pease. How you doing this week, buddy?
Hi, buddy. I'm wearing a flannel shirt. That's how badass I am. How about you? What are you doing to make America great this week?
Oh man, I'm making sure that all of my cultural appropriation this week is actually coming from lands other than China. In fact, you might even say that the Chinese started to culturally appropriate these. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm wearing a fez as part of a solidarity to mainly the resistance. I identify with the movement. And I would like to sustain that.
What resistance? Are you telling me that the communist Chinese have culturally appropriated the Middle Eastern fez headwear and are flaunting it about the world stage willy-nilly, Dr. Fox? Is that what you're saying?
Back when the Silk Road didn't run on bitcoins. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Outrageous.
It's an
Do you know they call Chinese food food over there?
Really? What's your favorite dish?
It's outrageous. My dish?
Yeah.
We surrendered chicken.
You know, my favorite part is when they do the 64,000 yen question over there, which is not yen in China.
Yeah,
Drachmars, the 64,000
That's
Drachmars.
the Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, with that, Pease, you sound apprehensive about that. You're not on edge with the Japanese, are you?
No, we're just starting to make friends. They're getting over the bomb, and I'm getting over the whole invasion of Hawaii. Poking the sleeping bear. We're calling it even.
Well, if subgeniuses know anything, it's how to poke a bear. And the Japanese did obviously not pull.
Fucking good catch, Dr. Fox. Good catch that I'm doing spring butthurt joke material, which always involves bears, and you caught that like you're Lemon Winks Lemon, the great basketball football dude at the fence, getting the touchdown and pulling it down to save the home run. What a great catch. I'm so impressed with your sports ball.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. My favorite's LeBron Gretzky. He totally pulled that hat trick out there in Brazil, and, you know, he's motivated me ever since. I'd like to thank him. This show, LeBron Gretzky is my hors d'oeuvre salve. So, yeah, we'd like to big thanks.
So I guess we're using a lot of subgenius terminology for this show because we have exciting news coming up. It's my favorite part of the show, and that's time for the show news. And what we have for today's news is more X-Day updates. Now, most of you may not know this. Most of you, what? Am I doing the right part of the show?
Yeah, no, you're on it. You're on it.
Okay. So here's the thing, kids. You may not be aware of this, but Pease is a part of a secret cabal committee that meets every Wednesday and allocates the funds and resources for X Day and knows all the inside scoop about the who's and the how's and the wins of
not
what's
the
going
kings.
on with X Day. And this is so crazy, dude. We are going to have an X Day unlike any other because, of course, as time is a linear thing, every X Day is unique unto itself. Don't be stupid
What's
about
great
it.
about this
But
one
we're
is that
going to
this
have an
is the last
especially
one.
good one.
Yeah, this
It's
is
gonna
This
be
is
the last one.
X Day. So you got to make sure that you get. I got more RSVPs today. So I'll interject. We have over 60 people that have RSVP. Now, out of how many of those
Real people?
real, honest to goodness sub-geniuses are coming from all over the world. All over the world. And they're super excited because we're going to have the big heads there. We got Ivan Stang, Reverend of the Church of the Scrub Genius.
Yep. The
And,
sacred scribe,
and
dude. You
Dr.
can't
House
get better than
coming.
a sacred scribe.
You can get
The
Dr. House.
keeper
Dr. House
of the
coming.
mystic secrets. He is the official keeper of the mystic secrets, and Stang is the sacred scribe of the church who has in his possession the book of life. Both of them have plane tickets purchased. They've committed. They have their room and board set for. Their riders have been fulfilled. They are excited to be here, and they are on their way thinking of new exciting things to. Jesus Fox, we haven't even mentioned the incredible Bull Dada auction that's going to take place, but only if
Not
you're an
this week.
attendee at this X Day.
Yeah, there is not going to be an online auction. That was something that was being tossed
no.
around early. I don't know if
That
we ever
was
talked about
foolishness.
that.
It was foolishness on my
Because
part.
it would take away from the magic of the actual Bull Dada auction to just let people call in. And of course, we know.
Well,
that
why call in if you can just be there? I mean,
Be there.
That's my thing.
Yeah, being
And
there
that's
is
why-
more than half the battle. It's like at least like 2/3 of the
I
battle
was
is
going to
being there.
even
Hey,
go as far
here's
to
the
say
thing.
that it's
Here's the
90% of it.
It's not even about the Bull Dada auction. The things that will happen to you physiologically
Things will
and
happen to you.
metaphysically at X Day will change your life. Now, for me, I've had those changes take place over the course of years. Now, unfortunately for you, as soon as your metamorphosis takes place, you'll be hopping right onto your pleasure saucer and going about destroying the rest of the earth as the rest of us are going to do. But I thought about this the other day, kids. I thought, what if I get a little bored with the apocalypse? What if I'm just not getting the same kicks and thrills from destroying and ravishing the earth from the safety of my pleasure saucer after, of course, that we're all ruptured up above and all that stuff? What can I do to keep my spirits up? And I thought that, well, geez, peas, I just don't know. And I'm wondering if you guys have put any thought into how you're going to keep your spirits up when we are ravishing the earth and eradicating of pinks and fulfilling the prophecies of Bob and more
I
importantly,
have
GGG.
one answer and one answer only. But you have to pay me money for it.
That figures. That's
like-
fair.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
I'm
His answer
sorry.
will be available at the Bull Dada auction.
It's a good answer.
His answer will be available at X Day. So you'll have to go to X Day to find out how to not be bored with this apocalypse. And trust me,
This
we've had
what's
many
happening.
apocalypses. They're not all gems.
Well, what
Some
was
of
your
them were
favorite
drawn out.
apocalypse?
You know what? I don't want to judge all the apocalypses until I've seen this one. You know,
Is it really
I don't
gonna
think
be
it's
that
fair. Well, I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to jinx this apocalypse, right?
Of course.
If I say, hey, it's not going to be good, maybe that gives this apocalypse some stage performance. If I say it's going to be the best one, same thing could happen. You gotta be cool during the apocalypse so that you don't influence it. You know, it's like quantum mechanics. If I observe the apocalypse too quickly, I might have screwed it up. I might have saved the day unknowingly.
It's more like
It's
being
better
yourself.
not to think.
Yes.
Don't you think it's better to just don't think about it?
I mean, I haven't thought about it since you just brought it up. And
Yeah,
even
not
then, I'm
until,
breaking
yeah,
the
not
rule.
until the last prompt or cue.
Yeah.
And that is the first principle of cubism. Cube
Don't
speak.
think. Just don't think.
Is it?
Fox.
The first principle of what?
Cube speak.
We'll go with that. That's my favorite part. We've got don't forget we got some really cool sponsors at X Day this year. Something that we've never had before. People willing to give us things. And one of the great things that we got that we featured last week is the mask by Sick Rick. That's only going to be available at X Day. It's a one-of-a-kind Dobbs head mask. It's a display prop. Can't see out of it. I mean, you could if you squint really, really hard, but you'll be able to psychically whiff read anybody through that mask, and you'll be fine. I would just stay away from the lake.
And here's the thing: Sick Rick does a whole series of these masks, not just Bob orientated. And you can see all of them at Sick Rick Masks.
Into the microphone.
And that's Sick. It's Sick SIK Rick Masks.com. And he does a series on Manson, a bunch of serial killers. He's done a little bit of blood work on some of them. They're all custom painted. This is not something that the man dabbles in. It is his life's work. I think if you go to his page, you will see just such a plethora of different characters. He's got some Gigi Allen. He's got some Devo tie-ins. He's got the ties in with the church. But he has a series of serial killers. All of his masks can be purchased either as display pieces, like you might see that my Bob is here, or as actual wearable masks. You can become one of his creations, and we're very thankful for his sponsorship during X Day. And as Fox says, that's how we're making X Day happen, by people helping us with the GoFundMe that we were able to get the Sacred Scribe and the keeper of the holy secrets.
We have another sponsor as well, Peas. We actually have
what? Another one? Oh.
We've got two more sponsors. We've got a local art store. We're waiting for the final approval on that, but they're hooking us up with some of the fantastic you might not be able to see it behind me, but we have a towering Dobbs head looming over.
Towering, it is.
Which is already one gift that we've received from them and from our Patreonies. We appreciate that, because that's where the Patreon funds are going for the next several months. To help.
Are they going to help out with our
units.
art pit?
And
are they going to help out with the art pit at the X Day?
Sure. And we also have an in-kind donation from the Orange Blossom Brewing Company. And this will be the first X Day that I think we're ever going to be able to hang a sign that reads "Free Beer." And we have actually received 50 cases of beer from the Orange Blossom Brewing Company down here in Central Florida. And we'll be picking those up. We want to thank Caller 23 for reaching out and making that happen. And you'll see plenty of pictures of people drinking beer throughout that. As well as OSI 74 has approached us in making a documentary about X Day and making sure that everything is recorded. So when you get onto your pleasure saucer and you plug your Roku in, because everyone's going to want to watch OSI 74 on their pleasure saucer,
You'd have to be an idiot not to watch it.
Comprehensive as possible.
Well, don't Roku
film experience of X Day. So if you're still thinking about coming down, stop thinking.
Don't think.
There's fabulous prizes, games, free beer, and your chance to be in a movie with a bunch of other sub-geniuses.
And you're guaranteed to see at least one boob.
Just one, though.
I don't want to.
At least one.
I can guarantee you see one boob.
Now,
maybe you'll see two. Maybe you'll see a dozen. I don't know. But I can guarantee that if you go to this X Day, you will see one boob, and that's a Peas guarantee. If you don't see
totally
a boob, I'll pay for your camp.
All right, you heard it here. Big Uncle Moneybags Peas is throwing down to
Now,
get to X Day.
Reverend Flux Ruxenberg, you were going to say something earlier, and Fox kind of was excited about the X Day news, but I wanted to go back to it. It
Apologies.
seemed
I
like it was
totally
important.
cut you off on something.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I was just gonna mention, don't the pleasure saucers come with a free Roku television?
Yeah, everything's wired up. You're not
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah, you don't-
And
you
would
don't
it be a
work from
pleasure
home.
saucer?
Without it,
Would
yeah.
it be a pleasure saucer without one? Really?
You know, I couldn't say. You know, I do have to say though, this would be my very first X Day. This is number one for me. I'm popping my
It's
chair.
the last one.
Yeah,
It's the last
you're-
one. So-
thanks. Good. Congratulations. You're making it to the good one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's the good one.
I'm
Hey,
excited for it.
you know what?
What?
It's time for my favorite part of the show.
What's that, Peas?
The Piezo box.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's,
Is that the next bit, or did I get it wrong?
no, you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
We can totally do whatever that you segue into, Peas. We know that you've
No.
got the flow down.
You said
You guys
earlier
noticed that
was
I
gonna
moved
do
back
this
over to
and
the
that.
desk, and Peas is
Right.
already, Flux Rutenberg over in our technical director's chair,
I'm doing all
just
right.
downstream from Aster 6 in the production booth. And
Very excited
Reverend
about
Peas
this.
now in his nice slingback director's chair, telling everybody what to do.
It's not like that at all.
Mr. Lobo got to your head a little bit, didn't he? Got a little swollen there. You about ready to spurt,
Wow.
Peas?
Wait, I'm confused. Are we doing pizza
He's
box or
very
not?
handsome. He's very handsome.
It's time for my favorite part of the show. It's the Piezo box, where we answer your actual letters that you send to email at timefortheshow.com. This one comes in from Carrie Baggage of West Macalacacucci, Rhode Island. Dear show, every time I park my car in the handicapped space at the Piggly Wiggly, the cart fetcher always looks at me with disgust. What am I doing wrong? You seem to enlightened by that one. You okay, buddy?
I like the medieval reference to the cart fetcher. I feel that's so egalitarian. Cart fetcher, come hither.
Well, that's the way they're.
I have
There are a
items
bunch
that
of
might be
imperialists
carted.
up there.
I have items that need to be carted. Bring me a cart fetcher.
Is that their issues? Maybe they're signaling the cart fetcher with their eyes. I think what it
Perhaps.
comes down to is
Maybe.
what the reason that you're getting out. I mean, if you're in a handicap space at the Piggly Wiggly, I imagine that you're.
Do you have the plate?
Well, I mean, they're parking there.
I think
You have the plate.
Or is that stolen valor?
I think the real
See,
question
I
is.
think
It
it is.
I know
think
there are heavily obese people that fought and died for those spaces.
Yeah.
People don't have cardiac arrest 5 feet away from the electronic scooters just for us to laugh at them peas.
Do you know in 20 years every parking space is going to be a handicap spot?
It should be.
And you still won't qualify and will have to park by that other guy under the tree.
You normies will have to. Of course, none of this will matter July 6th.
Yeah.
But if
no.
if the time did continue on, those normies, they'd have to park like in the other parking lot across the street.
Yeah,
because
the
all the parking
Taco
lots at
Bell
Those
Walmart
other
are-
normies, those rego normies.
Those regulars, those walkers.
I think what
You
might be doing it for
walker.
you, Carrie, is that you still might have some of the shopping carts attached to your vehicle when you get there that you've been using to haul your flaps in. So do yourself a favor and go green. Bring bags from home. Dear show,
Bring
what?
me a cart.
Dear show, why is it my granola bars always have nuts in them? And that's from Johann Straub of Drunk Neck, Indiana. It's a big
So that's
town.
an interesting point,
Think
and
of
I
more of a
think it's part of the bastardization that's taken place in the granola industry. I'm sure, as you know, as a granola aficionado, much like the peas is, that granola originally was made by K.W. Kellogg as a health remedy for impotence, and he had a sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan, where he developed a form of granola that you would eat with nice milk and whatnot, or even water
milk.
3 or 4 times a day. Now, here's the nice milk is a euphemism for bourbon. Now, here's the thing that most people don't know is that granola, as it became popular, and there was actually a huge granola war about 1907, the United States was a participant sold granola to both sides of the granola war. But all that's not important, but granola began to become bastardized, and instead of becoming a pure-grained, granular product as it was meant and envisioned by Mr. Kellogg, it became this hybrid of chocolate and yogurt pieces with peanuts all compressed into bars sold to hippies as health food. And of course, that's where we're at today, where we have the bastardization of a once great food product that once was called granola.
Are you telling me you don't like peanuts in your granola?
I'm not going to call it granola then, am I? I'm going to call it a trail bar. I'm going to call it maybe a trail mix. I'm not going to try and pawn it onto the unsuspecting public as granola. Okay? If I'm going to do that, then I'm going to say granola with peanuts.
Now,
Okay?
see,
I'm going to be true to the vision that Mr. Kellogg's had for granola.
As a chef,
Because
myself,
I'm not a poser, dude.
As a
I'm not
chef,
a fucking poser.
I
Kellogg
disagree.
made granola. He didn't make it with fucking peanuts. He made it with grains.
Wrong.
And somebody added peanuts, and that's some bullshit.
Granola-
It should say, hey, our bar has granola with peanuts and chocolate and yogurt pieces.
I feel
but
like
it doesn't say that. It just says granola.
It's just a deepening. It just deepens my theory that Big Oats is in bed with Big Nuts.
Right, of course they are.
And we should all be wary of Big Nuts.
Yeah.
They're moving in.
There'll be no peanut-based granola at X Day, my friend. Let's just say that.
Jimmy Carter is not allowed within 500 feet of the entrance to X Day.
Yeah, I'm a peanut.
I would let Jimmy Carter come to X Day. I think that
hell
would be
yeah.
cool, actually.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty.
Yeah, he
I
can,
think
help,
that
us,
would be
he can help
awesome.
us build places for people
He
to
can help us
stay.
build a house. He
Yeah.
can help us build a little house there at the X Day.
He'll get it done in
We're
3
tear it
days.
down the next day. That we could burn it down. Hey,
Habitat
Jimmy, can
for
you help us build that
subhumanity.
house? And then we burn it the next day because we're idiots.
Well,
Professional idiots. We guarantee a specific brand of stupidity that you will not encounter anywhere else on the planet. All right,
I
we got one
told you
more.
that you're gonna guaranteed to see at least one boob at X Day, right? I made that.
You
promise.
told us that we were guaranteed, yes.
at least
Yep,
one,
guaranteed in writing.
possibly 12.
Dear show, where did God move my cheese to? And that's from Gary, Indiana of Crawdad, Wyoming. Where did God move his cheese?
What man hasn't asked God this question at least once in his life? Or woman? Or gender fluid, non-specific?
Those
I think the
Today's
question that
non-specific Transparency
humankind.
Day, everybody. I'd like to
I
remind
think
everybody,
the question.
keep your non-specifics in high visibility.
I think that the thing that people don't understand about their relationship with God and their relationship with cheese is that God has bestowed upon us cheese. And once we've gotten the cheese, he expects us to fucking remember where we put it. So he's really out of the loop on this.
I think the.
I want to know where God put the holes in my Swiss cheese too.
Yeah, where's the little cheese bits?
Yeah, because
I want those.
we found the donut holes.
I get
we
fucking
found those guys.
ripped off every time you buy Swiss. You're paying for 100%
Oh,
of
wait
the
a minute.
cheese, and you're only getting
That's a
80%
whole-
of the
hey.
cheese.
Hey, think about it. We
No,
could sell.
we don't
no,
do
cheese
that. That's
holes.
the whole thing.
I
that
know.
We don't
Oh
do.
God, what's the matter
Like
with
the
me?
whole
But if we
thing.
weren't,
Which
if we
one's the
weren't
womp
thinking
womp?
about it,
Pamphlet.
there's a whole
Not
market
read
out there
the
for
pamphlet.
cheese holes. We could be selling cheese holes right now, like they sell donut holes.
We're gonna have them at
We
X Day.
just say, oh, here's
Come to
cheese
X
holes.
Day, get your
Cheese holes will be introduced at X Day,
Cheese
and you
holes,
will see
corn holes,
cheese holes.
bung holes,
And one boob, guaranteed that you will see cheese holes and a boob at X Day. It's crazy the things you're going to see. That's already more things than you would see in a Mexican circus.
Another thing you're going to see at X Day that you might not know this, but the Church of the Subgenius is a real church. And to become a real church, you do need a doctrine and a set of laws that church will abide by. And we've got a governing body, we've got representatives, and that means we're actually able to have a subgenius tribunal. And we're actually doing this year. It's a brand new event that you're only going to see this year because this is the last X Day. You want to make it, but if you've got beef with a subgenius and they're at X Day, we have actually instilled a subgenius court system where you're going to be able to accuse subgeniuses that you just met minutes ago of heinous crimes that they will have to appeal to the court to escape a scathing punishment.
It's going to be like 2020 all over again.
And but this time we're going to get pictures.
But this time we're going to get pictures.
So this is an exciting new event at X Day. Will be a subgenius court.
So what? There's what happens if there's like I don't know, like a custody battle, dude? Is that a thing?
Well, there have been custody battles that have arisen because of X Days. So we'll be able
to keep it a little bit more lighthearted than that.
Yeah, nothing more fun than having your children ripped out of your arms.
And that's why we're only going to show one boob.
So
that's why we're only going to show one boob.
Yeah, we're setting the bar low.
Pair of boobs. When you show two boobs, well, that could be construed as pornography.
Yeah, and
one boob is a medical observation.
So is two.
And we are doctors. Everything will be a medical demonstration.
Yes.
Now you might see more boobs. Maybe you'll see 6 different boobs, but they'll never be paired up. They'll always be
just sporadic throughout the weekend.
A singular tit. Just
now, are we talking?
Like you might need to make
are you going to draw the line at side
boob?
boob? Because I'm not going to X Day just for side boob piece.
No, full on nipple, right? Areola, every bit.
I don't know if I can stand that kind of excitement.
You're not selling it pretty hard there. I want to see some areola.
Yeah, Bees, you better find yourself some like good representatives for subgenius court.
Those pepperoni.
Someone tells me
there's
going to be a lot of small claims against you, Peas.
You say that, but then it turns out the Peas is beloved, and the Peas has done nothing but what's been asked of him. If you didn't have a
where are
Peas,
those teeth you were supposed to mail
me? If you didn't have a Peas. You might have a legitimate grief about that. I'll bring him with me on the plane.
I might have one legitimate grief against Peas.
What do you think might happen?
I don't think
out of the line, and I have a handful of human teeth in my pocket.
Well,
do you think that'll look bad?
First off, I will commend you for transporting loose teeth in your pocket.
It'll look pretty bad.
That is the best way to do it. I would say get a Crown Royal bag, a little drawstring velvet bag. Drop them in there.
That makes it more dexterous.
And make sure to stop by. Make sure to stop by any gas station in Las Vegas and pick up one of those little vials with the rose in it. Drop those in there too. I think they give those to you when you land. Like when you go to Hawaii, they put a lay around your neck. When you land in Las Vegas, they give you a rose in a tube.
Some dice.
You know
what?
I thought it was herpes.
You know what, guys?
Sorry, I'm choking on comedy.
I wonder if Aster 6 ever came up with is it a band name for us this week?
Yeah.
No. You got to do it the other way. It's now my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, Peas. You got to leave.
No. I'm asking a question because everyone's giving me shit for segueing before when I was saying it's my favorite time of the show.
You just have to
where
do it.
Aster 6 tells us what the band name is, and then we go take a break and smoke a cigarette, and then we come back in 3 or 4 minutes after we play some of the great music that our friends of the show that we're allowed to play on YouTube because they like us to play it on YouTube. And so it's not like the mainstream musicians like Ergelberg Hunkledank and Steve Mothensberger.
Wait a second. Wait. Back up. Did you just make fun of my music?
No,
No,
I'm saying that we have.
Mm,
I was complimenting how we have rights to music, and it's so awesome that we can actually enjoy it and listen to it, dude. And then I was making fun of mainstream music guys that wanted to be on our show, but YouTube and Big Show
Big
Music
Show.
Corporation was holding us down.
Well,
Whereas
all
now
right.
we have the melodic tones of Dr. Flux Rutenberg,
Yes.
and they're
yes, we
better
do.
than any Kinks 20th Century Man.
I don't know
Although
about that.
That
I
Kinks,
don't know about
that
that.
Kinks
High
8-man
praise.
song is pretty good. I do
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
the
I'm an
Kinks are
8-man.
top tier.
They are.
Are you an
Top tier
8-man?
band.
Live like an 8-man. That's a good song.
I love
But
that
other
song.
than that, these are good songs too. So, Aster 6, what do you got for Is It a Band?
Is it that time for the show yet, Peas?
Is it?
Well, it's my favorite time of it. I think. What time is it for you, Fox? Is it your favorite time of the show?
It's my favorite point of the most handsome hour on television.
Wow,
It's time for my favorite part of the show. It's time for Is It a Band?
Woo! All right, so this week we have a fun one. I'm going to spell it for you because the spelling matters, but it's going to be crocodile. Crocodial. Crocodile.
Oh, I was thinking like crocodile.
Yeah, I mean it's all one. So
But crocodile.
like a dial.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right, well, I won't think about it. When we come back, is it a band? We'll find out. Time for the show!
This is where we go away and we smoke cigarettes or do drugs and stuff. If you have drugs, you can do them at your house, and we won't really even know you can. But let's listen to this awesome music. It's fucking awesome. You have any drugs ready for me, Fox? I'm gonna go see if there's drugs here.
gracious Patreons that donate every month and keep the show going. Your humble funds are really what enable all of this. And as long as somebody keeps giving money, we'll keep doing the show, no matter how bad it hurts. We'd like to thank Big Bob South, Brother Other Michael Marcus, Trial Soaps, Reverend Loch Ness, Martha Artha, Trenchy, Agent Lloyd, Negative at Night, Long Dead, Scowl Pod, Hazel the Windmills, Couch Sloth, Caller 23, Reverend 80, Dr. Cosmet, and Apostasy X Fenor. Thank you so much for your contributions to Hypercube Labs. You can get a shout out by going to patreon.com/hypercube. Some of those people are going to be at X Day. That's going to be a real treat.
Some.
So you're gonna want and I'm not going to tell you which ones.
You'll just
because
have to find out.
What you need to expect is people are going to come up to you. They're going to be like, "Hey, great to meet you. You seem like a stand-up individual. I feel I feel emancipated from the conspiracy by just standing in your presence. The aura of slack that befalls you is it's like you have just an omnipresence throughout the grounds, that you are one with the sub-ether. Of course, you must be like me and donate to Time for the Show at patreon.com/hypercube. And it's up to you to live up to that lie. So go to patreon.com/hypercube now. Sign up, get exclusive Discord perks, and goofy stuff in the mail. Also, like to shout out. What?
I just want to make an observation, okay? Like, most of the doctors that I see, and they come on the Zoom or the Discord or the YouTubes or the Twitters and whatnot, they have like a little bookshelf behind them with like books that maybe inspired them or helped them become doctors or something. I just can't notice that behind you.
Are you
there's
kidding?
There's like no books or nothing.
Ever inspired me to become a doctor right here in this box. This is quite possibly my most beloved possession.
What? My God! This is a YouTube first.
Yeah. Mystery box, man. This is.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's not for people to see.
Yeah. Don't.
Put it away.
Yeah.
Put it away.
I can tell you what inspired me to become who I am today.
It's all in that box.
Is in this box, and that's no Dr. Malarkey right there. That is 100% faux Fox real. Maybe I'll donate some to the Bulldada auction.
Just maybe.
What's in the box? You'll have to find out. Pease,
only McGuffin knows.
Since you seem to be on fire, why don't you tell them about the soaps, Pease?
The soaps? Are you talking about the soaps that get you clean after you're such a dirty bastard that you're so filthy you don't think anything will ever make you clean again? After you've murdered 6 or 7 hitchhikers on the freeway and you're not sure that the blood will ever come off your hands, and you think to yourself, oh my God, out spot, out dark, nasty spot. Well, here's what I think might help you. The clean and soothing aroma of Triology soaps. Triology soaps are not only good for getting blood out, the pleasant aroma and scents that they come in, like dragon blood, spearmint, fid patchouli, peas comstock, all of these flavors really take you to an aromatherapy plateau that takes you out of that psychopathic serial killer that we all know that you are, and puts you on that calm, clean plane of existence that enables you to think your way out of this jam and get rid of those bodies. Only Triology soap offers you both cleanliness from a forensic standpoint and aromatherapy from a mental standpoint. It's the two soaps in one.
Absolutely. And now you can, let's see, we did the Patreon, we did Triology soaps. Who else is our big sponsors of Time for the Show. Why don't
You know, let's just think Orange Blossom Brewing Company one more time.
Yeah, you know, absolutely.
I mean, that's just.
Are my samples coming in the mail? Like, are they sending me my shipment? Is your truck gonna pull up soon?
Well, where should they send it? If
Yeah,
they were to
Beast,
send it.
Well, they should send it. As all the fans and kids know, if you want to give the Peas something, all you've got to do is send it to 6428 Dobie Peak Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89108, because that's where the Peas lives. If you wanted to come to the Peas' house and camp in his front yard until he called the police and made you move, or potentially squat when he's out in the desert and no one would know, that's where you'd start your adventure, kids. That's step one.
pull a pair of steer horns off his Jeep.
Yeah, don't tell.
Not the steer
I'm thinking
horns.
a fan did that.
Yeah, it was
Somebody
totally a
right now
fan.
in Las Vegas is like,
I'm waiting for him to
Peas'
show up at the
horn.
auction.
Yeah.
Give him a chance
Cool.
to
I
buy
should
them
bring the
back,
other one.
Peas.
I should bring the other one. I should ship the other one to Octavia.
So, Crocodile. Is it a band?
Yeah.
Is it a band? I don't know. Crocodile.
You know, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say yes at this point.
It sounds. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. It sounds.
Yeah,
it sounds catchy.
It's a play on words. It's smart.
Would look
works.
good on a T-shirt.
It works. Peas.
I'm gonna say no, because there is no such thing as live music anymore. It's a fallacy that doesn't exist.
which
in
one's
these
the
COVID
boo?
times.
That's all
Did
on
they
you.
move you? Did they move you to that new position? Are you in a new position because you were
yeah.
not working the fucking buttons correctly?
I don't think the buttons are even working.
Are
this
you in
time.
a whole new... Folks, I don't think you realize Dr. Rox Fox Flockenberger is in a totally new position now, because I suspect, because he wasn't pushing the buttons correctly in the previous show.
See, here's the thing, is that I pressed the button so well, like I just did then, that I got a promotion. I'm actually technically now your boss. Please, how does that sound?
I don't think I care for that much.
Well.
Grumbly Peas.
Yeah. Flux is on the boards entirely, on the stick,
Flux.
on the board.
But don't worry.
Flux.
You're still my
Let me
favorite.
ask you something. My new favorite brother from another mother.
What's going on, man?
What time of the show is it now?
It's now my favorite part of the show.
Yeah!
Which one is it? I'm still new. This is my first day.
It's
don't
where you
think
you throw it over to Peas
Look
for
at
a
the
great round
board.
of Truth-A.
Truth-A!
Did we want to finish the band?
Did we do?
So-
oh,
yeah,
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 'cause
yeah.
Peas was so
Yeah.
eager.
Yeah. So,
Now, here's
Pete,
the
is it a
thing.
band? Crocodile?
I said no. Because
No.
there are no
Got
bands
two yeses
anymore.
and a no.
All right.
Crocodile.
So crocodile, spelled with a D-I-A-L, is not a band.
Oh, womp, womp, womp.
No, there exists a crocodile band, but spelled correctly, and it's just
Oh,
that's
that's-
just lame. What a
What about-
missed opportunity.
What about crocodile like the drug? Is there a band with that spelling?
Well, that's in Russian, so I don't have that keyboard.
Oh yeah, that's
Next week, O apostrophe dial.
crocodile.
C-R-O-C-K.
It's just
Oh, we're going to Ireland now.
One crocodile, please.
that'd be a terrible drink. It's just a bunch of Guinness with a bunch of tears in it.
That's just Irish breakfast. Because they're drunks, you see.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of which,
It's time for my favorite part of the show. It's where Peace tells us a story in Truth-A. And we're going to guess whether or not it's a true story or a big fat lie. Peace is totally prepared for this. We gave him weeks, months in advance to come up with lists of stories that he said he would be able to fill books with. And so far, the book that we've written is that Peas is with us today, even though he could have gotten arrested for stashing drugs in his dune buggy, and pulled a gun on a drug dealer, and poisoned children, and illegally dumped and blamed it on some Puerto Rican guy. What was the last thing I think we were able to validate about me? And he does not own a monkey.
God, I hope this one is
All
true.
of that, and he does not own a monkey. Got a memory like a steel trap, Peas.
Wait, is that what happened last time?
Which one? The monkey?
I
No,
should
the
have a- I
poisoning of the
should have a
children.
The poisoning of my children, that was
Okay.
a while ago, when Peas poisoned the children.
Wow.
Only a little.
I don't think I'm as much as a fan as I was before. That's
Because I didn't poison any children. I don't know what the fuck
And
he's
you also
referencing.
tried to intimidate them so they wouldn't tattle on you.
it's the
Yeah.
accusation, really. That's all I need.
sounds right.
He's just being a pit boss. Peas is taking charge. See, Peas is not just nice, but he's also very handsome.
Well, that is true.
And
That's
we
true.
should all ascribe to be like Peas.
Ascribe or subscribe?
Well, if you subscribe to him, he'd have to update his Twitter more than he does.
I'd have
But
to slaughter
we
it.
could all try a little harder. You can try harder to be more like Peas. Tell us a story, Peas.
So, I think it's important to note that if you pay attention like Fox has, I've told certain stories and they all involve things that happened a long time ago, and some of the reasons for that are the statute of limitations. Sometimes it's traumatic license. Sometimes they're true. Sometimes they're not. But tonight, they asked me about an hour ago, did I have a truth ache for tonight? We haven't done truth ache for a while, and something just recently happened to me. Another big statute of limitations milestone passed, and so I'm going to decide to tell you where all the stories stemmed from before, and I'm going to let you decide in the true spirit of the game whether I'm telling you the truth or not. But the reality is, a lot of the stories that I have, as y'all know, I was in the Air Force, and we've told a couple of truth aches about why Peas wasn't in the Air Force. And the actual
Why
story
Peas
is
no
Peas
longer
didn't.
in the Air Force.
Peas didn't clean his room, and he got thrown in jail, and then eventually got thrown out of the Air Force for not cleaning his room in the Air Force. The part that I didn't really tell about that is that a lot of times when you go into intelligence work out of the military, they transition you out of the military that way, so that if someone down the road looks at your military career, they're like, oh, this guy's a fuck up. It enables you to be used in a lot of different scenarios. It enables you to be used as a patsy. It enables you to be used as a lone gunman. And there's a lot of different scenarios about that. But the reason
And
that
that's
it
the
happened to me-
transition.
this is my story. You can ask questions at the end, okay? My transition to working for the
Shut
Central Intelligence Agency for 3 years was exactly that. I was specifically let go from the Air Force, and even though the CIA does not operate in the continental United States, I was working with different various agencies while being trained to do work in the field in the continental United States. And that's where a lot of the previous stories about being involved with drugs or running people come from. And I made them funny stories because there was this, not a statute of limitations, but as a government employee, I'm not allowed to discuss things for a certain period of time until
Like your
you could
address.
look it up in the Freedom for Information Act. And it just so happened about 3 days ago, my last milestone for that took place. So I can talk about any of the things that I did as a CIA agent. And so the first thing I thought I would do is on the show is I would tell you guys that the reason all those crazy stories about the peas sound so crazy is because from the time I went into the Air Force until about 3 years after I was officially thrown out, I was actually a CIA operative. And the reason I never did any field work is, and this is kind of the peas in a nutshell, is my final draft, and the reason that I was eventually, they let me go and I was not allowed to re-enroll as an agent or continue my career. I could have gone to other government work, but it's also the reason I've gotten a lot of the jobs that I've gotten since, was because I was too emotionally involved with my, I'm going to call them victims, and I guess that was part of the problem, but my marks. I was set out to do something against people, and many times I would try to convince my handler that we weren't doing the right thing by this person, and we could maybe get deeper intel, and the reality was I just liked the person too much, and they were concerned that in the field that would be a that would be something eventually that would compromise me. So I got a nice little settlement. I got a kind of a weird little job, and every now and then when I don't have a job appears, and I'm still pretty sure it's the company making sure I get work. And that's my story. And the only reason I told it tonight is I didn't have a story, and it's the first time legally I can really even talk about this, and so I decided to do it. I'll answer questions about it now, and if you guys want to ask me more questions about X-Day, it's not really as dramatic as it seems, but it was kind of a cool thing to be involved in.
Did the CIA ever find who illegally dumped that garbage?
Now, my question is, who was John Benet Ramsey's killer?
It's not something that we would have been involved in domestically.
I don't know.
The reality is it was her brother. Her brother killed her.
The 12-year-old, whatever. I don't know. No,
Famous brother.
I don't really care.
Killed her in a fit.
Before my time.
We might. You know what? I shouldn't say that because he's sued people and
Really?
been somewhat successful at it. So I'm not going to repeat that, but it's been alleged.
Yeah,
it's been alleged. Well,
Yeah.
we're on YouTube.
Yeah, and we have a warning label. It's all you know.
All right.
This is all
That
speculation.
fucker killed her. That fucker killed her. Dead.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Preach
Just
to
trying to
your
be
heart
helpful. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The problem is I'm all in this legal mindset right now. So
for sure,
because of what I just revealed, so I probably was too aggressive with that. But yeah,
I do have to say, I call bullshit.
okay,
Yeah. And that
good
will be
for you. Well, we
we
got to
made it
ask
out.
other people.
Oh yeah.
That's it. There's no detailed questions. You just call them bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the detailed
Get to
question
the
about?
heart of
Everything
the matter.
made sense.
Well, normally you
said
guys
it
have a
wasn't-
couple
It wasn't
of.
a story.
I mean, you can package
Well, normally
everything
you guys
up.
have
You weren't
questions.
making that up. I thought that's what you said.
I
So,
did
I mean-
say that, but maybe I was. Normally you have questions, so it's okay
Yeah,
if you
I
don't
had a
have
couple
questions.
Yeah, like my favorite was, I forget who was the director of the CIA while you were there.
George Bush.
Oh yeah, the timeline adds up. I'll give you that. Isn't he dead?
Yeah, when you were out of the.
No.
And you said this was your transition piece.
I said the story of getting out of the military was a transitionary story that left me more flexible as an operative in case something went bad. They could disavow things by having a shitty military career attached to it. And there's a lot of guys like that. You'll go, like,
Tell me
they'll
more
take.
about your shitty military career.
Secret.
Well, it wasn't. It was designed to be shitty, though, dude. I was made a psychiatric technician. I ate crunch berries. I fucking got into trouble. I had 2 Article 15s for not cleaning my room. It was to make me look like, and that was. I only joined the military. See, I was it's difficult to explain, but you're recruited before you go in. You're like, actually, I was 16 and a half when I was first approached. Okay, and that sounds nuts because a lot of times they do this in colleges, but you gotta also remember this is the 70s, and things are different then. It's a wilder, looser time. So
military was
I thought it was a bunch.
rather loose
I
at
thought
the
it was
time,
a. I thought when the guy told me that I'd gone to the Air Force to look into the delayed entry program, right? And I took this series of tests, and I did really well on them. And because I did so well on those tests, they sent me to a place in San Diego called the Military Entrance MEP or something like that. And I took another bunch of tests. And what they said to me was, you can join the Air Force, you can join the Coast Guard, you can do whatever you want in any branch of the service that you want. But what we'd like you to do is we'd like you to do intelligence work for the Central Intelligence Agency. And the first step of that will be just what you were going to do anyway, which is you're going to join the Air Force. You're going to be in the Air Force for about 18 to 24 months. We're going to get you thrown out for like a weird thing. And that's just part of your cover story on how we're going to infiltrate you into the Mexican cartels and this part of South America. Because they had this whole, I spoke a little bit of Spanish, and I had already, I lived in Southern California, I don't know, whatever. I was they said, this is the guy we're going to do at an entry level thing out of high school. And so I joined the Air Force, and I got a shitload of money for joining the Air Force. I got a shitload of money for getting thrown out of the Air Force. I had a shitload of money. A couple of times a year, they would drop $25,000 or $30,000 into your account so that you could be a low-life scumbag.
Little parachute.
No, it's true. So you could be a low-life scumbag and fucking infiltrate some of the things that were going on at the border. Now, the CIA doesn't do that, so I didn't officially work for them at that time. I worked for the Department of Justice. But the eventual goal was all of this shit would tie together, and then I would eventually work as an operative in Tijuana, okay? And I would, be a CIA guy. But again, it's a process, and when I got thrown out of the Air Force, and I did the other couple of years, I got to be like 22 years old, and they were my handler, which you have one this whole time, comes up and says, they're not going to put you in the program. You need to fucking start thinking what you're going to do because we're not renewing your employment. We're not renewing your contract.
So they paid you to be a scumbag, and you couldn't live up to the expectations.
I was too nice to the other scumbags I was supposed to. There were people with families and children and shit like that.
Just
and
too nice.
People do bad
Terminally
things.
Nice.
Imagine having
Well,
that
it
as
seems
a diagnosis.
Such a
to be.
nice
But I
guy.
couldn't.
Such a nice, handsome man.
Part of getting
Nice
the
and
soft
handsome.
landing, as they call it, part of getting a soft landing was, okay, we're training you to do something. We'll get you a job. You don't worry. Just keep your mouth shut for the next 20 fucking years, and we'll check in on from time to time. You'll be fine. And during that period of time, they could always change their mind. They could always decide, oh, we need a 42-year-old guy to do this or that. So it is what it is. That's what happens when you. It's like being in the mafia in some sense. They could probably come back now and say, oh, you're an asshole for doing that, but we happen to need a 56-year-old guy to be an asshole or something. And I would have to do it. But it is what it is. That's why you have those stories about me holding a toy gun at people and all that shit. You have me doing a lot of weird fucking things because the whole time I was doing that, I was getting paid to do that. I was getting paid really good fucking money to do it.
So you have an excuse for it. That's what you're saying. It's not your fault.
No, I'm saying
The CIA
it was
made you
exciting.
do it.
It was exciting. I was disappointed. I was sad when they told me that I was not mean enough to be an actual operative.
Terminal niceness.
Well, now it's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, what's that?
You know what it is, and I think Peas knows what it is too. Peas, you have to apologize to these dear people, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, my story went so long, I don't know what to apologize for. except for if you feel like I've betrayed your faith in humanity by being a stool for the con for a brief period of my life. I apologize for that, but you would have done it too. What the fuck? It's like being in a Scooby-Doo cartoon, man. It was awesome. I'm very excited for X Day. I'm looking forward for all of you guys coming to me at X Day and telling me your deepest, darkest secrets. If you have any enemies or people you want smited, I'd like to take a list, maybe make a spreadsheet of those things, and just take note of them in case I can do anything to help you bring that about, because I'm the helpful piece. I like to help, cultish, potentially suicidal cult, into the world prophecy people, get out their grudges and stuff. So you should just reach out to me if you have any terrible things or grudges that you want to have happen. And I'll make sure that they're kept on the down low and quiet, and nothing will ever come from it, Shh. I'm the peas. I've got nothing to do with Big Pharma. It's got to be okay, right? And that's my apologies, and that's our show, kids. I got oxtails in the pressure cooker. What are you gonna eat?
We got 4 quarts of vodka in ours. And that is it. That is this week's Time for the Show. Make sure to subscribe to Time for the Show at www.timefortheshow.com. You can listen to the show live every week on www.freethinkradio.com. And make sure to get your information. Join now the ranks of the Hypercube Elite. Our journeyman resource kits are available at hypercubego.com. The low price of $25. You can become a card-carrying member of Hypercube Labs and support our mission to construct the global pylon array in time for the end of the world. My name is Dr. Fox. Thank you very much to Aster 6 in the producer's chair, on the stick, Flux Rutenberg on the Hypercom, Reverend Peas, all of our friends on Patreon over at Freethink Radio. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next week for Time
I'm hurt.
for
No
the
one
Show.
believed my lie. I have an honest face. I don't understand why no one believed that story. It's terrible.